Hey, this is Jordan from MeadowbrookMagic, and we're playing another match with Bug Speaker. We started off with a mulligan down to 6, and we kept this hand. We played a Hinterland Harbor tapped on the first turn, and we can Farseek on turn 2 with playing the Swamp, which will also activate our Woodland Cemetery. So far, it looks like we're running a mill deck, and we just lost one of our prime speakers, so that's not very fun. Alright. We have 2 black sources, 2 green sources first, so we're going to go for another blue source, and I don't think it really matters what. So I think I'm just going to take a Watery Grave at this point. And ship the turn back to him. What else did we lose? We lost a Corpsejack Menace and a Prime Speaker. Fun. He's hitting the combo to our deck pretty hard. Alright, let's run out the Dreg Mangler and see if we can rush him. Alright, resolves. Get in there for 3. Awesome. Play the Woodland Cemetery, pass the turn. Let's see if he flashbacks his Dream Twist. And he does. We're going to lose a Reliquary Tower, Thragtusk, and a Desecration Demon. I'm not really concerned about the Thragtusk or the Desecration Demon, but the Reliquary Tower would have been nice just because it would have been a land and we could have played Thragtusk next turn. But oh well. Well, that's a body. I think we take the 2 life and play our Thragtusk so we can block his guy if need be. And we're going to get the life back anyways. We don't want to attack into that because we'll just lose our guy and make his guy bigger. So we'll pass the turn back to him. We also could attribute to Hunger, but we'll wait for it to get a little bigger, and if it becomes a problem, we can always tribute to Hunger it then. I think he's going to try and mill us first some more. So, that's 2 more cards. It's okay. We didn't really need either of those. Alright. So, I think we just tribute to Hunger here and swing in for damage. Unless he has a response, which he does. We're milling 2 more. Great. Boom. Alright, we'll just ship the turn back to him. We're in no rush. I'm not in that big a fear of being milled out. Still a 5/5. Still blockable by Thragtusk. Didn't mill anything else, anything relevant at this point into the yard. We have nothing with flashback, so we're not going to get any value out of our deck getting milled. Interesting. That could be a problem if he mills a prime speaker. Very, very big problem. Alright, I think we'll put the Desecration Demon into play and try and force him to sack some of his guys before they become any more of a problem than they already are. I wasn't expecting blue-black mill to cause me so much problems. Interesting. Jesus, Phantasm. And that is a 5/5 flyer. You just got all the answers. Oh boy. Oh, that's a problem. I think he's going to copy... Well, it's not entering the battlefield, so I don't know if he gets the draw ability. Actually, it's not going to get any of those abilities. Yeah, so it didn't enter the battlefield, so it's not going to be getting any of those abilities. Oh. Alright. This is problematic. On second thought, he decides not to transfer Lazarus into Prime Speaker. So, we've lost both the Prime Speakers in our deck, and we have no Graveyard Recursion to get them back. Which is unfortunate, because that's pretty much the reason we're playing this deck. It's Bug Speaker. But, I don't know if we're in the worst state we could possibly be in. We still have a bigger flyer than he does. If he chooses to attack with the white, we'll just double block. Yeah. Alright, well, let's just make a really big Primordial Hydra. Don't really have another play. I don't think he has board wipe, so I don't feel too bad about committing to the board this hard. And we'll shift the turn. Well, we'll start combat and see if he decides to sacrifice anything to the Desecration Demon. If not, I think we swing in anyways. Okay. No sack. So, let's see what he does. I don't know if this is the right play, but we need to get somewhere because his decks only get stronger, and we've lost the key combo piece to our deck. Both of them, the Prime Speakers. I mean, Corpsejack Menace would be nice. Primordial Hydra would get disgusting, but it's already going to be an 8/8 Trampler next turn. Oh no, it won't have trample because it'll be just 2 counters short. My bad. For 10. We might actually get milled out here. Well, that's 3 creatures in the yard. That's already not good. And a lot of removal. Oh boy. So he's got a 10-10 coming at us, a 5 damage in the air. And he can transform his Lazarus into, well, I think the only thing he'd want to transform it into is the Desecration Demon. Which means he has another 6. He's going to swing for 11 in the air. And he's got the 10-10 guy on the ground. Although that'll leave him open for next turn. So he may just transform his Mastermind into the 6/6 Desecration Demon. At what point we sacrifice Thragtusk, get a 3/3 body, choose not to take 6 damage in the air. Block the 10 damage on the ground with the Dreg Mangler. Actually block it with the token so it doesn't get any bigger than it already has to get. Or do we want to scavenge onto Primordial Hydra? I think we might scavenge onto Primordial Hydra, give it trample, and try and get in there. Alright, he's going to block. Interesting. That's nice. Cool. That takes care of one of the big threats. So, question is, yeah, I think we get that over the Phantasmal Image. Phantasmal Image isn't causing really any problems. Yep. Alright. I think we swing with both the Desecration Demon and the Primordial Hydra. And we can always Bioshift onto the Desecration Demon if he chooses to only block the Primordial Hydra. Okay, he doesn't. We're going to trade that way, which is fine. Okay. We lose a Desecration Demon, but we get 8 damage in, and we clear his board, which is pretty good. It's actually fantastic. That Abrupt Decay was a game changer right there. It's a sweet top deck. Yeah. Best part about Primordial Hydra too is if he tries to remove it, we'll just Bioshift all the counters onto either Thragtusk or Dreg Mangler. Probably Thragtusk, because then if he goes to remove the Thragtusk, at least we'll get a 3/3 beast token too. So better than removing the Dreg Mangler and we get nothing back out of it. What you got? Nothing. Concedes. Game 2. Alright. What do we want to bring in? Do we want to try and limit the amount of creatures we have? I don't think any of these creatures are really relevant. We'll go from there. I don't know. Maybe I had some answers in my sideboard, but I don't really think any of them do that much. The only one I was really thinking about bringing in was maybe Vampire Nighthawk. Oof. If we had a green source, we could Farseek. No, I don't like this hand. Alright, I like this hand. We can keep this. We can get our Farseek out. We got an Abrupt Decay to deal with those nasty Oops, shouldn't have said that. Just have to beep that out. Alright, Watery Grave into play, tap. I'll mirror you. Sounds like a good play. Got 4 mana already with the Farseek, so then we'll be able to get Desecration Demon down on turn. There's Prime Speaker behind, not too far behind it. 7 cards. Not bad. Let's see. Desecration Demon. That's the only creature in there that's relevant to his strategy, so it's not too bad. Plus, he gets the Desecration Demon out from his Mastermind, which is kind of the biggest threat for getting copied. Another Prime Speaker. I don't know if that's really that good of a draw. Probably not. We don't really want 2 of them. Well, at least if he removes one of them, we'll have another one. Alright, we got a ton of black sources, so we're going to go for a breeding pool to get more blue and green. Oops, wrong one. Alright, we still need to draw either another blue source or another green source so that we can cast Prime Speaker, but we got time. Got nothing but time. For now, anyways. Got time for days. Oh. Think he's got a counterspell? I do. So do we. So the question is, do we get it out of his hand and just rush out our Desecration Demon? I don't really like that play. It doesn't gain us anything because we don't have another body for our Prime Speaker. We'll wait for him to tap out. Nah, he's not going to. It's okay. I can play the waiting game. Alright, our Prime Speaker is going to be activated on the next land draw, no matter what it is. We got an Abrupt Decay, which deals with most of his creatures. The Mastermind's a bit of a problem, but we have Tributes to Hunger, and we can dissipate that too. I don't really care about the Mastermind that much. It's not going to copy anything that relevant, because most of our creatures have enter battlefield effects. Yeah, I know you got a counterspell. Alright. Alright, we're going to wait for the next land, and then just have a counter war with them. If we lose the counter war, then at least we get 2 counterspells out of his hand. I just want another body to put down so that we can cast our Prime Speaker too with at least something on it. Alright, cool. You know what? Let's just run the Dreg Mangler out and try and get a counterspell out of his hand. Alright, he's going to let that resolve. I probably would have too. There's much scarier things in the deck, and I'm pretty sure he knows I have them in my hand. Alright, takes the damage. Nothing exciting going on. Oh man, come on. Come on, man. Play something. Clear the way. Yeah, I'll eat it with his counterspell to the Desecration Demon and try and get the Thragtusk in next turn. Actually, I don't really need the life. Might try and run the Thragtusk, because then at least if I draw another land on the next turn, I'll have the Desecration Demon and Counter Magic up. So yeah, let's run Thragtusk and try and sucker out a counterspell that way. Does he not have a counterspell? What is going on here? You wouldn't let a Thragtusk resolve, would you, if you had a counterspell? Victim of the Night. Okay. Okay. Makes a little bit more sense. Maybe he's not worried about life. It's not too relevant to his strategy. He thinks he can just mill me out. He's going ham on those Victim of Nights. That's okay. It means our Desecration Demon will be safe, but I still feel like he's got a counterspell. Going ham on Victim of Nights. Hating on the beast. Hating on the beast. Gonna shit the turn again. Oh. I feel like he's got a mastermind. No, 5 mana. Consuming Aberration. Great. That could be a bit of a problem. I should have probably foreseen something like this happening. Tribute to Hunger would be really nice right about now. No, it's a Thragtusk. Alright, let's run the Desecration Demon out. We'll race him in the air. Is this going to get countered? Nope. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, and then we can run our Prime Speaker out, and if she gets countered, we got another one. Dreg Mangler is a sacrificable blocker. I mean, I'll keep making this creature bigger, but at least he doesn't have trample. And we can put the counters on Desecration Demon for even more flying damage. Try and raise him that way. We got tons of life. We'll be up to 30 after we resolve our next Thragtusk, and we're going to draw a ton of cards. 7, ideally. Oh, is this the mastermind? Yep. Now I have to reveal cards until I reveal a land, and then I mill those. Yep. Oh. Lol. That bites. Oh, he's just gonna cast all them spells. I know he's got it. He keeps leaving open 3 mana. He's got a counter spell. Alright, well, trigger first. So we're gonna reveal the lands. There we go. There's 3. And then we gotta mill 2 more. Oh, Ultimate Price is a pretty useless card in this matchup. I'm gonna probably consider switching the land basis to make it a little bit more black-green heavy, because we can always Farseek for the blue mana. And then I can probably run Victim of the Night instead of Ultimate Price. I feel like that's definitely a better metagame choice. God, I'm so glad this creature doesn't have trample. God, being Dreg Mangler. Swinging with both? I'm confused. I can just... Alright. Maybe I'm getting suckered into something here, but I'm going to block his Dreg Mangler with my Desecration Demon and block the Consuming Aberration of my Dreg Mangler. Okay. I don't know what you were getting at there. I have no idea why you ran that into my blocker. Oh, we have a Farseek. I think we swing first because if he's going to kill it, he's going to kill it then. So we don't play Prime Speaker and then have him kill the Desecration Demon in response and have a useless Prime Speaker. And then if he kills the Desecration Demon when we swing, then we can always just play Thragtusk. Okay. Let's see if Prime Speaker resolves. And I don't know. Ooh, 16 damage is a lot. Do I want a Thragtusk instead? Yeah. I gotta go Thragtusk because I need the blocker and I need the life in case he mills me for a lot more and manages to get into me. Damn you. Wanted the Prime Speaker. Is this gonna resolve? Cool. Well, that puts us in a pretty good spot. Alright. That's 2 chump blockers. Got chump blockers on chump blockers, buddy. I don't know how I feel. It looks like we're in a good position, but I don't know. He's probably got another mastermind. That's why he just ran the other mastermind in. No, he's got an undead alchemist. That's going to cause problems. That'll cause problems. Because then he can just sacrifice his zombies to my Desecration Demon and keep it locked down. And it's at that 4 mana mark. Not helping with my Abrupt Decay. Ultimate price would now be relevant. Also, Consuming Aberration keeps you off your lands, I just realized. Which is nice. Not that we really need them that much at this point. But oh. So we can Farseek and leave open Dissipate and Abrupt Decay mana. But I don't really want to take any more lands out of our deck. We can well, let's start combat and see how he responds to that. Okay. You have a response? Slow playing it a little bit? Alright. I don't know. He thinks I'm gonna get it, but I don't feel out of the clear. Does he? I mean, does he not realize he can just tap down my Desecration Demon? He's got at least a turn. That way. I feel good the way we are now, so I'm just gonna. I want to leave open Dissipate mana. I don't want a flyer blocker, and I don't want him to change the board state in any really relevant way. I don't know. Maybe Prime Speaker would have let us drop a lot of answers. Nope, and that's why we kept Dissipate mana open. That is why we kept Dissipate mana open. That would have been problems. That would have been a lot of problems. And he's going to concede with that. I mean, he could have just tapped down the Desecration Demon by... And he could have possibly... interesting choice, because he also could have gotten... Okay. That's one thing. Alright, well, that's Blue-Black Mill down in 2.